So I want to tell you what Cookie and I did today. We went to a school. We spent 3 hours visiting with kids, doing tricks, Cookie doing tricks, and doing some question and answers with each group. So with Canines for Christ, we went there, and so what they did was they brought the kids out one class at a time. So each class is between 10 or 12 kids. There was one class that had 19 kids. That was a big class. But they would bring the classes out one at a time, and each class had 15 minutes. So what we tried to do was I would give a little introduction, tell a little bit about Cookie, let the kids ask questions about Cookie, then we would do some tricks to entertain, and then we would bring Cookie down the line. The kids would line up, and I would walk her down the line and stop in front of each kid and let them pet her. And depending on how long it took and the kinds of questions that were asked, and how receptive they were with the trick, with tricks, because some kids were like, do this, do this, do this, and other kids were like, yeah, okay. But depending on how things went, if there was time, we would ask some more questions, or we would go down the line 2 or 3 times. Some classes we could only go down once. Other classes we zipped along the line and went back and zipped down the line and went back and zipped down the line again. And each class got some different tricks. Some tricks were repeated, some were different. I didn't want to make Cookie keep doing the same thing over and over and over, so I tried to mix it up for Cookie's sake. And but it was so rewarding doing this. I love doing this. I hope they invite me back again next year to do it. I would do it a couple times a year if they'd let me. It was wonderful. And there's always those kids that they're afraid to touch her, and I tell them, but she works for Jesus, she's not going to hurt you. Sometimes it works and the kids touch her, and it's amazing when you see a kid who's afraid to touch the dog and then they reach out and touch the dog and they're smiling, and it makes me feel so good. The sad part of that is a couple of those kids were like, well, I've had dogs jump up on me and they bark at me, and I had a dog try to bite me. And for those of you that own dogs and don't teach them to behave themselves around children, you're creating a whole generation of people that doesn't like dogs or are afraid of dogs. Shame on you. Oh, please teach your dogs to behave and how to be gentle around kids. But what was really cool is I had these little tracks that I got that has a picture of a cute beagle puppy. Maybe I'll take a picture of it and insert it in here somewhere on it. And it says man's best friend. And of course it talks about how dogs are man's best friend, but how really your best friend should be Jesus. So I was handing out little cards with Cookie's picture on it to everybody. But then after like the second or third class that I saw, I went, wait a minute, I should be handing out these tracts to these kids. So I asked the kids, do you all believe in Jesus? Yes. Do you have friends who don't believe in Jesus? And almost all of them would say yes. And I said, well, I'm going to give you this. Give this to your friend who doesn't know Jesus. And they were all like, oh, great, can I have one? What was amazing is some of those kids, and what's really funny, it was the younger kids, would say, oh, can I have 2? Because I've got 2 friends that don't know Jesus. And this one little girl was like, I need 3 because my cousin doesn't know Jesus either. I've got 2 friends and my cousin. And then she went, wait a minute, my whole block doesn't know Jesus. How many can you give me? I'd like to give one to everybody on my block. And I was like, how many you want? She was like, 5 or 6. I was like, here, take them. And I was like, thank you, Lord, that's so amazing. Like these, like couple of those kids were like, you could see that they're thank you and they take one, but some of those kids were like, And you could see them counting off their friends. How many don't know Jesus? And they're like, can I have like 3? Can I have 4? But that one little girl who was like, nobody on my block knows Jesus. Can I have one for everybody on my block? I was like, yes. It's wonderful. How wonderful is that? Isn't it wonderful? It's wonderful. It's wonderful. So I do have some clips. Some of the clips I can't share because the kids aren't allowed to be photographed. 2 of the clips, I don't know what happened with my phone, but so the way I did it is I tried to set up all the clips so that the camera was facing me and recording me and Cookie and not the children. But on 2 or more of the clips, I had the camera facing the wrong way. Maybe I need to bring a cameraman next time. I don't know. But some of the teachers did some videos and photographs, and they said they're going to check with parents and make sure that they can share them with me, and they're going to share them. And you know, and of course everybody was like, we want your YouTube channel. And it's like, get the videos to me, find out who I can put up and who I can't, and when I get done I'll share my YouTube channel address with everybody, so if they want to watch them they can. But what a rewarding day. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. It was so wonderful. Cookie had fun. It was tiring now. By like the last class, Cookie was like, I'm tired. I don't want to do no more. But she's a trooper, and she still did her thing, and she still greeted everybody politely, and she still did some tricks, and you know, it was a lot of fun. I hope we can go back again. It was great. So thank you to the school who invited me. And I hope you enjoy this. And as far as Canines for Christ, what a great ministry it is. I love being a part and going and visiting with the kids. And this isn't like therapy work, visiting with the kids. You know, it's not like we're going to comfort people, but I like to think that we're still doing God's work, because some of those kids, like I try to remind them that dogs are a gift from God. You have to take good care of them, show them respect. Some of those kids are afraid. I had at least 4 or 5 kids that were like, I am afraid to touch her. And yet they did. They ended up petting her and going back and petting her a second time. And that's just wonderful. A child shouldn't be afraid to enjoy God's gifts, and dogs are gifts. I feel they are. All animals are a gift from God. And so this is a different kind of therapy. And Cookie loves doing a trick, so we do the little tricks demo, which makes the kids laugh, and you know, maybe it makes them think they could do a little bit more training with their dog, which is always a good thing. And just thank you, Lord. It was wonderful. So I hope you enjoy this, and let's get to some of the clips of the kids and Cookie doing her thing. So enjoy. Be blessed. Go play with your dog. And praise Jesus.